Have you ever really thought about what retirement will feel like? Most of us imagine it as a time of freedom, no alarm clocks, no deadlines, just relaxation and doing the things we enjoy. But the truth is, retirement doesn't always go the way people expect. Many retirees admit they weren't prepared. Some realize their savings don't stretch as far as they hoped. Others are surprised by how much healthcare and daily living actually cost. And many are caught off guard by the loneliness that can come when work routines and daily social connections suddenly disappear. So let me ask you, do you believe retirement is going to feel like one long vacation? Do you think your savings or pension will truly cover your needs? And are you ready for the changes in health, lifestyle, and relationships that often come with retirement? These are tough questions, but they're important ones. That's why today, I'm going to share 5 things I wish I knew before I retired. These lessons can help you prepare better, avoid stress, and create a retirement that's not just comfortable but meaningful. But let me give you a little secret right at the beginning. The last point I will share is the most important of all. It could completely change the way you prepare for your retirement. So stay with me till the end. Number 1. Savings or pension alone may not be enough. Its big surprise in retirement, my friend, is how quickly money can run out. You may have savings. You may have a pension. But rising costs and inflation can eat through it faster than you expect. Did you know a simple 3% rise in prices every year can cut the value of your savings almost in half over 20 years? My friend, let me share a story with you. I once met a gentleman who retired at 65 with a decent pension and about $150,000 in savings. He thought it would last him for the rest of his life. For the first few years, he was comfortable. He traveled, helped his children, and enjoyed his free time. But then reality hit. His medical expenses grew. Prices of groceries, utilities, and rent kept rising. The pension that once felt more than enough suddenly started to feel very small. At 72, he had to cut down on travel, stop helping his grandchildren financially, and even worry about paying for medicines. He told me, "I wish I had planned for inflation. I thought what felt enough at 65 would still feel enough at 75, but it didn't." That's why I say, my friend, don't rely only on savings or a pension. Think of small ways to create extra income. Maybe it's investing wisely. Maybe renting out a small portion of your home. Or even part-time consulting in your field. It's not about greed, it's about security. My advice is this: before you retire, plan for 20 to 30 years, not just 5. Think long-term. Later often comes sooner than expected. I have. Question for you: be honest with me, would you prefer complete freedom from work, or would you be open to a small part-time role that gives you both purpose and extra income? Before we move to the next story, I have a small request. If these lessons touch your heart and make you think, please hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and join our family by subscribing. Together, we can build a community where every senior feels inspired and never alone. Number 2. Friendships and social life change. My friend, one of the most surprising things about retirement is how much our social life changes. At work, we see colleagues every day. But once retirement begins, those connections often fade. Children get busy. Friends move away. And suddenly, you may find yourself spending long hours alone. Loneliness in seniors is linked to memory problems, heart disease, and even shorter lifespans. Take Mary, for example. In her younger years, her calendar was always full: coffee mornings with colleagues, dinners with neighbors, weekend gatherings with friends. But after retirement, Mary began to notice the silence. The phone rang less, friends moved away, and some were no longer around. At first, she felt a deep emptiness, wondering, am I being forgotten? That loneliness weighed heavy on her heart. But then Mary decided to join a local book club for seniors. Slowly, she met new people who shared her love for stories. What surprised her most was that these new friendships felt warmer and more supportive than she ever imagined. That's why I say don't wait for people to call you. Reach out. Build new friendships. Join community groups. Volunteer. Even connect online with people who share your interests. I advise you that every week, call one old friend and meet one new person. Social health is just as important as physical health. Question for you: who do you think will be your main companion in retirement? Your family, your old friends, or new connections you haven't even met yet? Number 3. Retirement is a new beginning, not the end. My friend, many people see retirement as slowing down. But the happiest retirees are the ones who see it as a brand new beginning. Studies show seniors who stay mentally and physically active not only live longer but also feel more fulfilled. Here is story of John. When John retired after working 40 years as a teacher, he felt lost. Every morning used to begin with lessons, students, and a busy schedule. Suddenly, he woke up to quiet mornings and empty afternoons. At first, John thought retirement meant the end of his meaningful life. But then, he discovered something surprising. John had always loved painting but never had the time. After retirement, he picked up his brushes again. What started as a hobby turned into something beautiful. He began holding small exhibitions in his community. Not only did he find joy, but he also inspired other retirees to follow their forgotten passions. John realized retirement wasn't the end of his story, it was the beginning of a new chapter filled with freedom, creativity, and purpose. This is your chance to start fresh. Many retirees begin new hobbies, travel, learn skills, or even start businesses. So my advice is this: write down your retirement dreams. Don't let fear hold you back. Think of this as your second life, one where you finally focus on what makes you truly happy. Question for you: if you could reinvent yourself tomorrow, what's one thing you would love to start in retirement? Number 4. Retirement is not just free time. My friend, many of us believe retirement will be like a long holiday. At first, it feels relaxing. But very soon, the days can start to feel empty. Without purpose, even the happiest retiree can feel lost. Here is the inspiring story of Susan. When she first retired, she imagined life as a long holiday: no alarms, no deadlines, just endless free time. For the first few weeks, it felt wonderful. She could sleep late, relax, and enjoy her tea slowly. But soon, Susan began to feel something missing. The days blended into each other, and she asked herself, is this all there is now? One day, she decided to volunteer at a community center, helping children with reading. Suddenly, her free time transformed into something meaningful. She wasn't just filling hours, she was touching lives, and in return, she found joy, purpose, and energy again. Her story shows us, retirement is not just free time, it's a chance to use your time wisely, in ways that bring happiness and meaning. That's why I say, don't just retire from work, retire into a new life. Create structure. Wake up with a plan. Exercise. Read. Garden. Volunteer. Even a small part-time role can keep your mind and body active. My friend, your job may end, but your purpose should never end. So here's my advice for you. Write down 3 activities that give you joy, and commit to doing them every week. Question for you: if tomorrow you had no work and no schedule, what's the very first activity you'd add to your daily routine? Tell me in comments. Number 5. Healthcare costs are higher than you expect. My friend, many people think expenses go down after retirement. But there's one cost that usually goes up, and that's healthcare. Medicines, checkups, dental care, unexpected treatments, they add up quickly. Here is the story of David. When he retired at 68, he believed his savings were enough to enjoy a stress-free life. He had planned carefully for travel, hobbies, and living expenses. But what he didn't expect was how quickly healthcare costs could rise. A few years later, David needed regular treatment for heart problems and arthritis. Medicines, tests, and doctor visits began to eat into his savings. The dream of traveling with his wife faded as most of their budget went into medical bills. He once said, I thought I had planned for retirement, but I didn't plan for my health. His story teaches us a powerful lesson. Retirement is not just about saving for daily life, it's about preparing for health costs that may surprise you. My friend, have you ever thought about this? Are you setting aside enough for your health, not just your hobbies? That's why I tell you, don't ignore your health today, or it will demand more money and attention tomorrow. Prevention is always cheaper than cure. So my advice is simple: eat healthy. Stay active. Keep regular checkups. And most importantly, create a separate budget only for health. My friend, don't make the mistake of thinking, "I'll be fine." Health should be planned just like money. Now tell me, do you think most people save enough for their medical needs, or do many underestimate it? My friend, now that you've heard these stories, I want to ask you, which part of retirement do you fear the most: loneliness, free time, or healthcare costs? Do you believe retirement is an ending, or a new beginning? And what advice would you give to someone who is about to retire? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read your experiences. And if these lessons touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe and join our community, where every week we share stories, truths, and guidance for living your best life after 60. Together, we can make this journey brighter.